Guys, there were so many ES8 locking orders, people locking in orders, that they made the system crash. All right, the app crashed. You can see people were desperately refreshing the page, trying to lock in their orders. It's absolutely insane. And of course, people want to be part of the first batch of ES8 owners. There's so much demand. And apparently, according to people in the know, Nio has gotten over 60,000 lock-in orders. That's absolutely amazing. All right, 60,000. And we're going to talk about that and my expectations. But first of all, the price absolutely shocked everybody. All right, this price, at this price point, you do not need to consider other cars. And the fact that you have BAS, that the battery rental, that pushed the price under 300,000 RMB, that is unprecedented. For an ES8, you can get that car for under 300,000, such a luxurious vehicle. Absolutely crazy. Like, how are the competitors going to survive? Like Li Auto i8 and all those other guys, right? Absolutely crazy. The battery rental price of this car is even cheaper than the Model YL, which is absolutely crazy. All right, so for Model YL, you can get that, or you can get a Nio ES8 with battery rental. And the thing with the pricing, it's not just psychological. You know, starting with a 2 instead of starting with a 3. There's also tax benefits, right? Because even in this year, if the car price is under 300,000 RMB, you pay basically less taxes, and then above 300,000 you have to pay more in terms of purchase tax. And of course, next year the tax is going to change, but Nio CEO has said that they will pay for the difference. All right, the tax increase, they will pay for the difference. But this price was an absolute shocker to everybody. Everybody was only expecting maybe, it'll be 5,000 RMB lower, but 10,000 RMB lower. Damn. This car, the ES8, with its features and everything. And another thing about features, what's really shocked me and really made me like, wow, this is going to absolutely work, is when he talked about the frunk usage. He talked about how 93% of Envo owners use the frunk on a daily basis. Compared that to 96% using the trunk on a weekly basis. All right, my bad, not daily basis, weekly basis. So you can tell the frunk has great utility and it's being utilized, and it's something that people will actually get used to and actually need. So, Nio's ES8, this product, never before seen with such big storage space, better than most MPVs, and also interior space better than most MPVs as well, and then at a cheaper price. It's just absolutely crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. This is going to draw a lot of customers away from competitors. All right, and I hate to say it, but this will also draw some customers away from Nio's other vehicle models. Okay, because the ES6, all of a sudden at its price point, is a pretty tough sell compared to the ES8, which is so much cheaper. There's a running joke now amongst the Nio community, and you got to hear this. Many years ago, when the first gen Nios were launched with 400,000 RMB, you can buy a ES6. And then when NT 2.0 came along with 400,000, you could buy an ES7. And now with NT 3.0 for 400,000, you can buy an ES8. So it's not just the price lowering, it's also just the progression of tech, right? Being able to make everything in-house and being able to make it all cheaper. So this is such a competitive price point. But then we have to talk about fulfilling demand, right? 60,000 lock-in orders within just a few hours. They started deliveries today, but then will they be able to deliver all those? Now, Nio CEO has said at the end of revealing the price on Nio Day, that this year, for the remainder of this year, they will have about 40,000 plus production capability for the ES8, and this is after wrapping up, right? So they will be able to produce 4,000 plus cars. And with the orders already being over 60,000, that does mean a lot of people will have to take delivery of the car next year. And Nio, of course, will have compensation for the tax difference and also for waiting for your car. You get Nio points for waiting for your car. But this does, highlight a sort of, if you do the calculation, that rounds out to about, let's be optimistic and call it 45,000. All right. Let's say they can produce 45,000. Then that's around 15,000 per month. Hopefully they can deliver that 15,000 per month in deliveries. And then you also have Envo L90, hopefully, very optimistically, adding 15,000 deliveries a month as well. That brings us to 30,000 deliveries per month. And then you have Envo L60, the newer edition just came out, so that's probably also going to be able to get at least 5,000 or 6,000. So you're looking at 35,000 per month, and then that will probably increase. All right, I'll be honest, the Envo L60 will probably increase because end of the year people want a good vehicle. Envo L60 is a great vehicle, and then the Firefly car will probably get 4,000 or 5,000 as well. So that puts us at 40,000, right? But the remaining 10,000 needs to be supported by the remaining vehicles of the Nio brand. And I have to be very honest with you guys. With the way it stands, I think it's very tough for the remaining Nio vehicles to reach 10,000 deliveries per month. Okay, I think a lot of people are switching. Well, I know for a fact a lot of people are switching for the ES8 because the ES8 is such good bang for the buck. All right, and it's future proof, right? 900 volt instead of 400 volt. So I do think it is kind of tough with that announcement that they're capped at 40,000 ish production. They're kind of capped, so it seems like they're not going to reach 50,000 deliveries per month. Okay, I could be wrong, but I'll be honest, if you get 40,000 plus, that's still going to be extremely good and impressive. And then in terms of profitability, I think profitability is still on the table, guys. I'll be very honest. I think it's still on the table because of all the price cuts and all the cost savings that they've done. Okay, and them having produced so many cars and selling them, the ES8, even though it's much cheaper, like the fact that it is an ES8, it sells at 400,000 RMB, this is going to bring Nio's average selling price higher. So you are going to see much better revenues for Q4, right? And then Envo L90 as well, just relentless. Okay, that's the best way to describe the Envo L90, relentless. So absolutely shocked by the pricing of the ES8. I mean, like, it's crazy. Everybody's buying this car now. Yeah. And hopefully they can even boost production further above what Nio CEO stated, 40,000 until the end of this year. Yeah. But that's my opinion. I think this is going to be very nice for the stock price. All right. Yeah. Minus the production cap, 40,000 deliveries only for the remainder of this year. I think that might not be so good for the stock, but I think this product itself with this price point is just a huge boost to Nio stock. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.